really capitalise on it. And
1 minute.
Talking about his ground strokes, one of the things which has characterised his performance here at Frankfurt is his unbelievably forceful return of serve on both flanks. Becker actually retired.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be the best of 3 tie-break sets.
Paris Open. In the middle of his service action.
Mr. Agassi won the toss, elected to receive.
A great deal of aces so far here at Frankfurt.
We ask you cooperation, ladies and gentlemen. No flash photography during play. Thank you.
He takes no prisoners on his return of service, and his Becker's service is deep and good. I think we could see Agassi giving him a great deal of trouble. The other revelation for Frankfurt match has been the Agassi service. Agassi's only 5'11". He's not a 6-footer like the other top players, like Becker, like Edberg, like Becker. He hasn't got the same physical stature as them. But for the first time here at Frankfurt, the times that I've seen him at all, he's been serving a great deal of aces. In his first match against Sampras, the guy who beat him in the US Open final this year, Agassi beat him very convincingly, 6'4", 6'2", the first day of the championships. And Sampras, known for his big serve, was actually outserved by Agassi. And it'd be interesting to see if that happens here today. Becker's the man with the reputation for the big serve. Well, let's watch how Agassi manages to perform, because I think his serve is showing he's going to really come in this year.
Thanks, Jonathan. That's very interesting about Agassi's serve.
Becker to serve. First set.
Certainly one would expect Becker to be not the beggar, but the more important server. But if he starts not getting his service quite right, then things can go a bit wrong. Because in going for a second serve, he hasn't got to do that, of course. He played that rather studiously. He's determined to get it going.
15.
In going for a second serve, he may serve a double fault, knowing Agassi is so good with his returns. Or if he goes for safety, then he may have a very punishing return.
Oh! 15 all.
That's one of the things with Becker's serve, which is so powerful. If he gets a net caught on the service, it very often does fall out. Sampras very quick to net down.
Good approach. 15-30.
So Becker to Agassi. Agassi didn't come to net on that very fine return serve. It was wide.
Boris Agbaida, 30 all.
It's really quite a nervous start from both players, Max. Becker isn't getting his first serves in, and Agassi really at the moment is failing to exploit the shorter second services.
Oh, brilliant. And possibly Becker made a mistake in volleying up instead of half volleying in on the backhand.
There's like 30-40.
So that's the first break point. And if If Agassi manages to get this now, what a brilliant start for him.
Spiel, Agassi.
Well, the American is certainly in fine form.
You can see how upset Becker is, Max. He knows that he shouldn't have lost his first service game. He also knows, like anyone who's seen Agassi play this year, how much Agassi relies on momentum. And Becker's allowed him this initial momentum. He's allowed him to hold serve, or to break the Becker service. Agassi already has the initiative. They've been on court 3 minutes, and he's a very, very difficult man to stop when the wind's on his back. And Becker's now got a lot of thinking to do, because I said Agassi is serving very, very well here.
Yes, I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen on his service now, because certainly, despite the slightly tremulous start that we noticed on both sides, Agassi in those last 2 or 3 points was brilliant. Very, very quickly produced that two-hander. In fact, so is the four-hander. Now, can Becker break back immediately? Agassi, 1-love.
Agassi to serve.
Interesting, Jonathan. Oh, what a reply. That is a reply that
I'm saying right at 15 all.
Well, if I'd offer you a wager, Max, on who'd be the first man here to serve the first ace, who would you put your money on?
Well, not having seen Agassi, I would certainly have said Becker. Yes, Becker is undoubtedly nervous.
Pricek Pum saying 30-15. Serve. Pricek Pum saying 40-15.
So 2 points to make it 2-love. Will Becker go for a blinding return? His instinct normally says so, I think. Oh, there's no answer for that.
Agassi.
2 aces in that game, following that double kill.
Final 2-love.
But Becker is notoriously a bit of a slow starter, and Agassi, as we've seen, isn't.
Pum saying 15-love.
Bit of careless head up of that forehand.
First serve. First serve.
That's the one he wants to get going, the left-hand side, drawing his opponent right out, making the easy volley when he comes in. Wonderful return, that forcing the upward volley.
Insane bite at 15 all. First serve. Saying 30-15.
Now that his service has started to work a bit, life at the net becomes easy. He had to go for it, he really never got it.
Boris saying 40-15.
Beautiful deep volley. They both seem to think it might have been out. Even Becker, I think.
I thought it was out. I'm going to let him make that.
But he didn't know until he'd been waiting until the ball was over. Normally you have to get the ball.
Yeah, but he made a decision.
Yeah, but when? About 2 minutes later.
Becker is saying the ball was very late, and therefore Agassi didn't have a chance to make the return. But if there had been any doubt about it, he should have gone for the return.
Neither of you looked for a call. You waited and you made a late call.
I think that's what Richard Kaufman, the umpire, is saying now.
But I thought I didn't make it over, but I thought the ball was out. So I'm going to go with that. I thought it was out.
Piercing rise at 40-30.
Disrupt Agassi's rhythm at this time. Agassi's definitely had the better of the early exchanges.
I belong to the older generation that isn't so cynical, but I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you are. He's learnt also not only to fear, but also gamesmanship. He's had one or two good mentors in the game. Oh, brilliant. So Becker gets his first blood, and he's got his blood going.
Exit there. Spions, 2-1.
Richard Kaufman is a very, very good and experienced umpire, one of the panel of ATP umpires that travel the world with these matches, and they really are very experienced. There he is, Becker, questioning it still and trying to upset things. I think Agassi is taking it awfully well and is determined not to let his concentration be broken. Jonathan?
I think as well as perhaps trying to disrupt Agassi's rhythm, Becker's he's come out here with his own crowd and he's actually started. What a tennis team was if we got a flat tomorrow. I think very G'd up, and maybe he's using this get himself going, to pump the adrenaline a bit around the body. And certainly that second service game was not the same player as the first one, particularly the way he ended it with a strong service and a strong backhand pass. So maybe Becker goes to the usage of it a little bit, but he's even in the line for a fallback. We'll see. Agassi serving 2-1 with the break.
Yes, he could well be het up in front of his home crowd and nervous at the start. He's been such a champion for them, taking them to the Davis Cup on at least 2 occasions. Well, that is tit for tat. Remember one in Becker's last game? That's exactly the same.
Home saying no, 15 love.
Talking about Agassi's service, he certainly has got quite a hard serve, and although he is under 6 feet, he's very compact. Very often a sign of a good games player. Oh, yeah. Classic, even on the second serve, he has right at
30 love.
with the side spin, breaking it out further, so that Becker was forced to stretch and then couldn't help being wrong-footed. He had to cover the forehand side. Glorious illustration. Desperation
40 love.
there in Becker. He was forced to lunge much further than he would have wanted. Perhaps trying to disrupt Agassi.
There's a Kumsen. 40-15.
Agassi is so confident, isn't he? I mean, look at that shot. He's really going for it. Didn't seem to mind he'd missed it. Well, after all, he was 40 love. Brilliant serving, making the volley so easy.
That's the third Bryant's. 3-1.
So Becker's got to hold himself together, keep this service going, and hope he can begin to force a change in Agassi's game. Good change of service, that right into the body. Very nearly came off, it was just too long.
No Kumsen love 15.
One of the most brilliant rallies you could see a defending player play, because it's a very good serve. And Becker seemed to have the mastery there.
And he drives to love 30.
What a brilliant lob.
Thursday glove 40.
2 break points again. And everything is thrown away from Becker at the moment. But we must remember he's capable of a comeback. Maybe at the moment he hasn't got the adrenaline going, partly because he knows he can't take the #1 position from Edberg since Edberg won last night. His first ace.
Thursday 15-40.
Well, he needs 2 more. Agassi seems to be covering rather more than you'd expect of the forehand. Perhaps inviting the one down the centre. That was certainly it. What a game he played there, Jonathan.
If Becker doesn't get the penetration on his service, Agassi is going to punish him each and every time. And we've now just been on court for just over 20 minutes. There's a good illustration on the caption. Becker hasn't hit 1 return winner, perhaps because Agassi's serving much better. And Agassi's managed 3. And this man is going to come out in a minute's time, with just 20 minutes on court, and serve for 5-1 in his first set. And you rightly made the point that Becker last night came back having lost a first set to Landford 6-1. But it cannot be a good sign for him to come out and start like this, because he's relying now on Agassi losing his concentration, the momentum switching, and you can't rely on that happening. And it's been a very, very poor start for Becker, and at the moment I can't see anything stopping Agassi. Becker's looking very, very flat, and when your opponent is returning the ball like that, you've got a lot of thinking to do. I don't think Becker has the answers today.
Certainly not at the moment. He's what in the boxing ring would be called punch drunk. Can he clear his head in time? Those are the times of the services. What that translates to in miles per hour. If Jonathan wants to do the sum, he can.
Rubin.
Yes, nothing is going right.
15 love.
He's beginning to raise his hands, lose his concentration as much as to say, can I do anything right? And he can't afford, if he's going to come back, to let it go much longer. Even if he loses this set, he's got to start finding back. It's after all, this is 30 love. So that's 3 aces to Agassi. He had 2, if you remember, in his first service game after serving a double fault. They were brilliant. He really went for that one.
Here's signal 40 love.
So these are points for 5-1. If you count them up, as Jonathan has just done, Agassi has only lost 2 points on his service so far.
Spiel, Agassi. Agassi fair phone times, 5-1.
So Becker has got to try and hold service now. least force Agassi only to take the set 6-2, and Becker could start serving with a clean sheet in the second. Now we know why Agassi does cover so much of the forehand side, because Becker can get his ball across there.
Invited 15 all.
Well, Agassi is now so much in command that he's almost playing with disdain. Oh, isn't that fantastic?
Plastic from saying 30-15.
He held it right back and nearly had a winning lob, having held it back. Becker didn't have a hope, but it's just out. 30-15. What a difference those inches would have made then.
By to 30 all.
Vital point. If he's going to get into the fight, he must get this point. Otherwise, it's set point against him. Now, can he produce a really great serve? Judging by his expression, no. Becker had only himself to blame there. It seemed pretty clear that Agassi was going to run and cover the forehand side.
Well, I think he was thinking 30-40.
So first set point. Now, presumably he'll go for serves to the backhand. No, well done hit. That's only his second ace. Does that hint at the way back? First deuce we've had in the whole match.
What Agassi.
The crowd getting behind Becker. And he denied his second set point. Trying to repeat last time.
Einstein, loose.
Well, the way he's been playing, you'd have expected that one, that net cord, to come over, because usually the player ahead and in form gets all the luck. Maybe the luck is changing. Ah, third ace.
Becker.
And the first advantage point that Becker has had apart from the game he won, to be 1-2. another big serve.
Spiel, Becker, 9.
So is that the start of the way back?
Agassi fair.
There's no way back from
5-2.
bracket that, so he's not going to be using that one again. Becker's serve seems to have gone right through the screens now. Certainly, Becker seems to be serving there a lot better. He's caught up with Agassi in terms of aces. But I mean, the momentum is so much now with Agassi. It really, I think, the course of this match is going to depend on how he plays, not how Becker plays. If Agassi keeps up this momentum, keeps on serving this well, I don't think Becker's going to produce the same level of consistency that he's going to need to extend this match. Agassi's going to come out now and have two different attempts to serve for the set. Even if he drops serve the next time, he's got another service goal to close out the set. And you can see Agassi is winning 87% on his first service, Becker just 50%. And on his second service, Agassi is actually winning 100% of the points. That's quite an interesting statistic. And as I see it, Agassi is very much in the box seat.
Time.
And the fact that Becker won his only his second service game there, he needed 2 deuces. Agassi's just dropped 2 points on his service. So this needs to be a pretty big turnaround here for anything else than an Agassi victory, I think.
I think he really needs a turnaround of Becker's mind, which I think he's trying to get together there, that little loosening up jig, saying to himself, come on, come on, come on. Yes, he looks a little bit more determined now.
From Zengel, 15 love.
Seemed rather a futile grope there on the forehand baseline. Whether he thought it might be going out and it was a last-minute effort, I don't know, but it seemed very futile. That was the longest rally of the match, and Card obviously thought one of Agassi's shots had gone out.
30 love.
To the backhand side. Certainly the longest rally.
Rosa comes in 30-15.
Becker could manage to bring back here. It could slightly disturb Agassi in his winning streak.
Here's it comes in 40-15.
So here we have 2 more set points. Just have a feeling that Becker might be saving his thigh a bit, Jonathan. Made no attempt to go for that. Set point.
Spiel, first to thoughts. Game first set, Agassi. 6-2.
What he's got to make sure of is that what doesn't happen in the first set now happens in the second. That is that he gets broken in the first game. Because I think that made all the difference in that first set. The momentum was with Agassi from the start, and the question now is can Becker wrench it back?
He can't afford to leave it much longer.
up.
Very near thing.
By 15 all.
Agassi is such a complete, I almost say little player. He is compared with the others in height. But he is so complete, he's so quick and so certain of himself at the moment.
Comes in Drysdale, 15-30.
He's not moving back. He's hoping Agassi's going to hit the ball out. He's not looking to win the point himself.
Well, I still wonder if that may be something to do with his thigh. If it's mentally there, if nothing else. The writing is undoubtedly on the wall. It's going to take a miracle at the moment. Two break points. He's in the same position as he was in the first game of the match, except he was then love 40. Obviously had a bit more pace on it. Obviously forced it there.
38-40.
Now, can he get another one? Lonely voice yelling out, "Come on!" Oh, that was for Agassi, yes, in English.
The second one with Agassi's rackets crumbling under the pressure of the Becker service. He just handed it there to his brother Philip. He's obviously going to get it restrung because he's obviously running out pretty quickly here.
Still break point. The relief with which Becker watched that go out, you could feel it.
Becker.
Very difficult ones to judge. In the old days of chalk, you could get a puff.
First game, second set.
Did you say, Jonathan, that there was a little bit of carelessness there about Agassi? A little bit feeling he's right on top of it?
It was very interesting that he didn't exploit those two break points. The question, as I said before, is how is Agassi going to serve? I think for sure if Becker can come out here and break Agassi, that would signify the turning point in the match. But Becker was again in trouble on his service. Again, he was 2 break points down. He managed to dig himself out of the hole, but he was still in trouble. and he's got to find some more confidence on his serve. We're just seeing how close they are in speed. The statistics are interesting. The fact is that Agassi is getting his services in. They're maybe 2 kilometers per hour slower, but he's getting them in. And Becker's serves 193 kilometers per hour aren't going in the court, and they don't count if they don't go in the court.
Interesting to hear you say in 2 breaths, kilometers and kilometers, because I'm always worried about that one. Speaking to the world, of course. At any rate, the golf. Team wristband, step down. Now then, here's the team newly thinking Becker. Can he start to make a clean sweep? Agassi hasn't bothered, you can see it. He likes the feeling that the sweep on him has been going well. Fourth ace.
Single 15 love.
A very decisive one. Halfway down the service line. Service court.
Draw single 30 love.
Yes, can he make it a hat trick? Very nearly. I wonder what the odds would have been on that. This is not the Becker that I remember. He is not chasing things. There's something, I don't think it's purely mental, there's something there.
Saying 40-15.
Called in. I thought it was out.
Person.
Agassi. Well, I think that probably went up to the top kilometres per hour.
Well, I'm tempted to say I told you so. I mentioned at the beginning of this match the Agassi service. He promptly came out and served a double fault the first point. But I think I've been vindicated. That's his 6th ace, his 3rd in that game. And Becker must be wondering what he's got to do to break his service.
More importantly, what's he got to do to hold his own?
Love 15.
No, he had no business to miss that. He snatched a bit. That, for a player of his class, was an easy put away. He pushed. gesture from Becker. Did he really believe it, or was he reacting to the crowd?
30.
Certainly looked out. Well, that's the sort of point that could turn him either way. Make Becker feel that nothing he can do will be right, or his red hair might suddenly turn him into a fiery devastator. Especially with the crowd behind him. 1:30. Well, that could equally have been given right if the other was given out. Right rally there points the contrast.
Jurassic 15-30.
Agassi chasing everything, even when it's impossible. Becker half-heartedly on the baseline going for things. For those of you with long memories, Agassi reminded me there of Chuck McKinley, who ran everything down.
Jurassic 15-40.
Agassi is managing to hit the ball, and Becker just isn't managing to get that depth, and he's given Agassi 2 break points.
Yes, his timing, nothing like Agassi's today. That's what's largely awry. Through with that reprieve, because it was a reprieve. It was a short second service, asking for the kill and very well getting it.
Code violation on sportsmanlike conduct. Warning, Mr. Becker.
Out of our picture, we had a noise there, a metallic crash. I suspect that Becker, in his anger, was practice working on something and has received a code violation. And nothing is going right for him today. I think nothing better illustrates that in the picture. Everything's going wrong. I think maybe another example of him trying to G himself up. But I feel that the only person that can beat Andre Agassi now is Andre Agassi. I think that he's got the match in the palm of his hand. The only question is can he finish it off? Is he going to have a problem with believing that he can win this match? Having beaten Becker in the semi-finals of the US Open, if anything, a greater occasion than here today. I don't see a problem, but this guy is so unpredictable. This is not the average tennis player. You can't take Grand Slams
he was 4-2 up in the final tiebreak against Edberg, wasn't he? Fluffed the volley. So is he capable, even at this stage, in this position, of either losing concentration or faith? It's the only hope, I think, for Becker.
Wait, please.
Actually, that was a brilliant return of... Oh, let's get to Becker's under great difficulty. Look what's happened.
Crossing hole 35.
Everything was going wrong. Lost his concentration. He lost any belief in himself. And he's never found his timing, let alone lost it.
Piercing move, 40 love. Spiel, Agassi. That's the third rise, 3-1.
You may hang your head, Becker. For the sake of Deutschland, all those behind you there, pull out.
Look from saying on 15.
Well, that was a double, of course, wasn't it? For a moment I thought that Agassi was walking across the mat to say that was all right. More depth, more penetration on his service, and that's what he needs.
From saying by the 15 on. Classic from saying 30-15. Percy Kumsen, 40-15.
Perhaps he's tweaked the flame up a little bit on the burner. Certainly there. It's the best serving he's done, unquestionably.
Agassi Parrott, dry spot, 3-2.
Apart from that, Agassi has always won more than 1 point in the game. I find it very interesting about Agassi, Jonathan. In the past, he hasn't, except once long ago, played at Wimbledon, always saying it wasn't his surface. But now he seems such a complete player. I think he could do awfully well there.
That's right, Max. Nick Bollettieri, who is both Agassi's coach and mentor, says that even though Andre Agassi's played once at Wimbledon, he never saw it, because apparently in the time it took Nick Bollettieri to get to Andre Agassi's first-round match, I think it was in 1987 with Maurice Lecomte, Agassi had already virtually lost by the time Bollettieri had arrived at the court. He faced in the first round there, the only time he's ever played, really one of the great grass court players, Lecomte, and it didn't last very long. It was a very, very quick 3-set match. But I think Agassi, now this year, having reached the finals of the French and the US Open, realises that if he's going to be recognised as a truly great player, he has to compete on grass. A lot of people have speculated that he wouldn't be prepared to comply with the All England Express code. As you can see, he's quite in line with it at the moment. But he said, hurt that bit, that if what it takes to play at Wimbledon is well enough doing it, then he'll find a way of doing that. And I think a lot of units, I think, here we're going to see the code now. That's what they've got the code now. Back to Wimbledon. I think he'll add a lot to Wimbledon, Max, when he comes there, even if he is all in white.
I think there's no doubt about that. The courts are going to be packed whenever he's around. It's always going to be a show court. And there it is set up. What's he going to do? Easy.
Kumsen, 15 love.
Becker has got to find something of the determination he had in that last service game if he's going to get back in the match at all. Such a slow mover. He's a big man, heavy-limbed. But in the old days, he used to absolutely, there's Bobby Brett, his coach, he used to absolutely throw himself about. Bobby looking very serious, no wonder.
Here's Ignore.
The 6th ace. 7th, in fact.
Agassi.
Well, a crumb of comfort there.
4-2.
There's Nick Bollettieri, who has been coached to so many things, players. 50 girls. Very kind of player. He's got a star here. They've been playing just an hour now. Grateful, thankful.
From St. Louis, 15 love. draw signal 30 love. First serve. Signal 40 love.
Well, Agassi can afford to go for them.
Agassi fair. Here draw 4-3.
First moment of truth coming up, I think, Jonathan. He's got to break now.
I think, Max, we've seen a fascinating last 3 games. We've seen at 1-3, Becker come out and serve very convincing to 2-3. Then we saw Agassi win his service game to love. And now we've seen Becker make it 3-4, 4-3 actually, to love also. And I think Becker might just be beginning to believe for the first time that he can pull this match out of the hat. And you're absolutely right, I think. The ball is very certainly still in Agassi's court. The question is, look at those aces, 7 aces for Agassi to 3 to Becker. Can he maintain that better form on his service? If he can maintain that form, if he can keep serving as he has done for this set and a half, I think the match is his. If he has an attack of self-doubt,
time.
There is a glimmer of hope for Becker, but I think undoubtedly this game is going to be very much point to watch.
Talking of Agassi's all-round form and whether he should play at Wimbledon and do well there, one has to remember that this Supreme Court is fast. Admittedly, the bounce may be higher than at Wimbledon, and that does upset some players, particularly the clay court players, like Borg. But it seems to me Agassi's game is a very good all-round one now.
Saying love 15.
Well, whether it's self-doubt or not, if it comes along, that could be the first barb to produce it.
Let. First serve.
5th time it's let. Never heard it.
5th time you've said let, and I've never heard it. A number of times I've heard a let in my headphones, and it hasn't been called. I don't mean today. But often in the past, when commentating at Wimbledon, I've heard a let. I'm quite convinced that it hasn't been called. Oh, that's off balance. With a very small hole between them. Becker committed to going to the backhand. Bother about deception there.
Piercing from saying 40-15.
Becker trundling around to his forehand side, knowing perfectly well if it comes to backhand heavily.
Agassi, no Becker.
On this form, you can't see anybody beating Agassi.
That is a fair point.
He can keep this form up. Five 3, or rather 3-5, and Becker serve to stay in the net. Well, causes have been won from worse positions, but not many. The famous Tilden-Cochet match at Wimbledon in 1926, thereabouts.
From saying no, 15 love.
First time we've seen any sort of dissent really from Agassi.
Crossing 30 love. From saying 30-15.
The number of times that Becker has gone for a half volley from the baseline. You've got to be absolutely in touch and control of yourself. It can, of course, be a very, very striking, penetrating shot taken early. But you've got to be so sure. Today he isn't. Agassi, there is definitely a sense to clear now. Just 2 points from the match. What a devastating score.
Piercing 30-40.
I liken him to a summer greedily jumping with an easy one not long ago. Simon is now practically yielding and ready for the graph. 1 hour and 10 minutes only.
Deuce.
He only missed that because he slightly overran it.
Becker.
Jonathan, what was the state of play between Becker and
Agassi
the turnaround
5-4.
came?
It was middle of the second set. The match is at such an interesting stage here. It's all about Agassi's mental state there. That backhand that he missed, you said that he overran, reminded me of the backhand he missed in the deciding tiebreak in his round-robin match with Stefan Edberg. He was 4-2 up in the tiebreak then. That would have been given him 5-2 and he would have shortened the match. And the question marks have always been over Agassi's mental state, his psychology, his ability to finish off matches at a really top level. No one's ever doubted his ability to hit fantastic forehands, great service, backhands, but overhead. The question is,
Time.
can he finish off matches? And it's one I think we're going to see for the next 2 minutes. And I think if he's broken here, Becker being a competitive player, but he's been fantastic.
I'm sure that's right, Jonathan. And what I find strange about Agassi is for somebody so flamboyant of dress, I would expect more flamboyance of gesture and look. We haven't seen it today. And maybe he's contained himself too much. So he's serving for the match.
No concern, not 15. Roll better. Roll better.
A little self-doubt there one felt for the plucking of the strings.
I'm saying by the 15 on.
Really roused now for Becker.
Krasik from saying 30-15.
That was really the same thing as that overrun shot of Agassi a while ago. Becker needs just to get to the net, got a bit too far forward to take that comfortably. Forced it out. 2 points in the match again.
Krasik from saying 40-15.
What a horrible decision to make. That's 8 or 9 aces. 8 aces. I couldn't see even then. Was it in or out?
What's the story? They're all blind today or this week?
Well, it's one of those things. It's in if it touches any part of the line, even the last 100th of an inch, 1,000th of an inch, it clears the ground. What an important decision that was. 2 match points. Tightened up.
Piercing drive set 40-30.
There's certainly been a bit of evidence of that in this game. Can he hold himself together sufficiently to take this match game? Or could Becker try something brilliant to deny it? Perhaps he won't have to.
Rubetta. Boris. At the room.
Becker, sensing Agassi's nerves, is softballing him. Oh! The 4th match point comes up.
Mortile, Agassi.
Well, if Agassi does falter now and loses the point, rather than his opponent winning it, clearly his nerve is suspect.
Rubetta.
This should be it.
Spiel, Satz, game, set, match, Agassi. 6-2, 6-4.
1 hour, 18 minutes, and a disappointing match, and after threatening that comeback, a disappointing end, Jonathan.
That's right, Owen. I really think that Becker has the legacy side of the game last year. That volume, excellent, reduction of their Philippines brother, which I was aware of, and then ultimately, big smile on his face, and this is meant to set
Meine Damen und Herren, ich möchte Sie daran erinnern, dass die jetzt beginnende Pause lediglich 20 Minuten dauert. Das zweite Halbfinale des Finalende beginnt also etwa gegen 18:50 Uhr.
Becker's form was good enough to really answer the questions about Agassi's psychology. I think definitely the double fault, the ball he put out, asked questions about whether he could really finish off that match himself. And in the end, Becker really gave it away. And Agassi was probably there for the taking. Becker couldn't really put enough pressure. Maybe he's not fully fit. Maybe mentally he's not 100%. Maybe the fact that he could no longer become number one as a result of winning. He's got it to Agassi anyway. He finished off the game. To the advantage of Becker's lack of form. He will go through the final. Checking his task to try the top stage. Well done, Agassi. Nice to see two of the game's top players smiling.
Agassi has that rather wild, farouche look about him. little bit similar. Well, there it is. The first match, the first semi-final, straight sets to Agassi by 6-1, 6-2 rather, 6-4.